Hello everyone! This is Loopy Liss and welcome back to Planet Zoo! We are making another habitat today and we'll be focusing on the Pygmy Hippos. Now these guys are actually super adorable and they're so little. With this habitat we will be attempting a underground viewing area. I have never attempted this, it's the first time you're going to be seeing me trying this. So please bear in mind that some mistakes might be made, and I probably could do things a little bit better than, than I have, but that's okay. Everything is a learning experience. And don't forget, if you like this video, feel free to click that thumbs up down there, and if you haven't subscribed yet, why not subscribe now? Because I will be making Planet Zoo content until pigs can fly, probably. And I don't think that is gonna happen in my lifetime. But there we go. I'm probably exaggerating a little bit there, but I'm gonna be playing Planet Zoo for quite some time now, and you get to see me improve, and you get to learn some stuff on the way. Obviously, I'm not the pro. I'm no pro at this game yet, but I'm getting there. I feel like I am getting better with habitats as we go on, and you guys get to see my progress with that, and you might even learn things that you didn't know by what I'm doing. But yeah, it's pretty fun. It's such a fun game, and I can't see myself stopping anytime soon, so if you like the content, hit the subscribe button. Now, the Pygmy hippopotamus looks quite similar to its larger relative, the hippopotamus, but it differs in behaviour and physical characteristics. The Pygmy hippo has adaptations for spending time in the water, but is much less aquatic than the hippo. Its nose and ears close underwater just like a hippo's do, but its head is rounder and narrower. Its neck is proportionally longer, and its eyes are not on the top of its head. So that's quite interesting, because at first glance they do look quite identical, but obviously there is a massive size difference. And generally, if you pay close attention to them, they do look quite different as well. The Pygmy hippo's feet are less webbed, and its toes more free than those of the hippo, and its legs are longer than its cousins as well. So yeah, that's interesting. And they also only have one pair of incisors, while the hippo has 2 or 3 sets. So yeah, quite a few differences between the two. But anyway, onto the habitat. As you can see, probably, if you play this game and you know the size of the Pygmy hippo just from reference in the game, I have made this habitat way too big at the moment here, but I do alter it. I do limit the size down. You'll see me progress onto that in a little bit. I realise when I bring the Pygmy hippo in, and it's just way too big, and I think I'm doing it right here actually. I'm altering it right now. Had to move the rocks out of the way, sort out the barrier, and just kind of bring it down a little bit because they had way too much space for their size, and I only wanted about maybe 2 or 3 Pygmy hippos in here, because usually they're quite solitary, unless like it's a male and a female couple, and maybe even like a small family group, I believe. So yeah, I started off way too big. So yeah, it was worth altering it, because it just didn't quite look right to the size of the hippo. Now, I will be trying to get this up on the workshop. If I manage to do it, it'll be in the description below. The link will be there. But I'm not quite sure from the standpoint. I haven't tried it yet to get the blueprint. But I think I should be able to get the terrain differences out there, because I've extended the null barrier across to allow for that terrain to be captured as well. So if you do download this from the workshop, you will need to add in the path manually, which shouldn't be too much of an issue, as well as the glass panes down the bottom separating the pathway and the water. That is something that you'd have to do manually. I don't think it will pick up that separate barrier down there. But yeah, I might be wrong. Because I haven't tried doing the blueprint just yet. But yeah, it should be fine. It should be fine. You might just have to do them. I know you have to do the path manually, but the glass paints I'm not sure of. But fingers crossed, everything should be fine. Okay, as you can see, it is much smaller than it was now, and I'm just kind of preparing the ground a little bit, making sure that the hippos are able to get down into the water. Another thing I will mention is I feel like I might have made the water a little bit too deep. So if you do download this, then you might want to alter that slightly. I think it might be a little bit too deep for the hippos, but they do end up going down there. They are fine to do that. They have no problem going into the water and coming out of it. In fact, they spent most of their time in the water. I'm not sure why, but it did give the visitors of the zoo a nice good look at them underwater, so that's quite fun. Oh yeah, ignore this bit. I left the boxes out there, removed the path, so I had to redo the path to get the boxes back. When I moved the barrier, the hippos became escapees, so I couldn't move them manually myself, so I had to get one of the staff members to come along and help me out there. Okay, with the shelter, I haven't done anything spectacular. I did something really simple, something that looked kind of like with natural pieces. I like the logs, so I did something really small, something really simple. It doesn't look the best, so if you do download this, obviously if you're a better builder than I am and you have a little bit more time, then you can make something that looks a bit better than that. But for what I needed it for, just as an example, a shelter for the hippos, for the pygmy hippos, then it just worked kind of fine for me. So, but usually I will make it a little more glamorous than just like a wooden box. But yeah, I was a bit stuck for time with this one, unfortunately, so I couldn't go all out with the shelter. I kind of had to make sure I had enough time to work on everything else. I wanted to make sure that I had time to do the plant work, of course. Right, another little fact about pygmy hippos. The top layer of the pygmy hippo's greenish-black skin is smooth and thin to help the animal stay cool in the humid rainforest. However, the thin skin could cause the hippo to dehydrate quite quickly in the sun, so its skin oozes out a pink fluid that looks like beads of sweat and gives the hippo a shiny or wet appearance. The fluid is actually called blood sweat. Yeah, it's kind of a weird name, but I kind of get it. It's blood sweat. I'm sure I've heard that before with another animal. I wonder if there's a connection somewhere. I can't remember what animal it is. Oh well, it's fine. Anyway, for the side by here, I wasn't liking how blank it looked, so I wanted to just fill that up with some rocks. The terrain there was quite rocky, so I didn't want to put plants there because it didn't really make sense in my head. So I like to leave the plants to where there's like green or soil because it makes more sense. Where there's rocky terrain, I don't like putting plants down because I just don't think it makes sense. One more little fact for you then. They are harder to spot in the wild, pygmy hippos. They are actually nocturnal animals. So yeah, that's something I didn't actually know about pygmy hippos. They are actually nocturnal. So that's interesting. There's more known about pygmy hippos when it comes to the ones that are in captivity than the ones in the wild, because they are generally harder to spot, especially where they live, since they live and they hide in dense forests and in bushes in the swamps and near streams, and they only actually come out at night to find food. So yeah, definitely harder to spot in that way as well, if they only come out to eat at night. Alright, so we're pretty much almost done with this habitat. Just adding down the essential things, a couple of food items, a couple of enrichment items. I didn't want to put anything huge in here because I wanted to keep like the space clear mostly. So yeah, looking good, looking good. And you know where else are looking good? The pygmy hippos. They are looking wonderful in this habitat. I'm very, very happy that they go into the water a lot because that means that underwater viewing area is coming into play quite a lot. The visitors mostly go down that way. They don't actually look over the rocks at all. They mostly come down here to have a look at the pygmy hippos. Look, there's another one underneath as well. But yeah, as I said, it looks a little bit too deep. I probably could have altered that. But yeah, the visitors are enjoying it. They're giving good praise about the view. So that's ideal. That's very, very ideal. Alright, well I hope you enjoyed this one. There will be another one coming soon, of course, because I cannot stop making these habitats. Let me know if you want to see particular animals in the game, because I would love some recommendations. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you could like, comment, subscribe, share this video, I'd really appreciate that too. And I will see you in the next video. Take care now. Bye bye.